think shitty marriage. I don't think she has a husband who is in love with her or faithful to her. And I think I can't really blame him because she seems to have accepted this behavior since the inception of their marriage. And so past this prologue, you're going to get what you tolerate, what you permit.
So I agree with his sentiment, and I'm glad that she has pointed out how ridiculous.
I don't think he's touched his actual wife, Usha Vance, like that since, how old is their youngest kid again? Erika's comments made it even.
No one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD. And Vice President JD.
At that moment, Megyn Kelly barely hid her shock. As soon as the off-angle clip of JD Vance and Erika Kirk started circulating, she jumped in to watch it. Like everyone else who had glanced at that initial hug and wondered if there was something beneath the surface. That's my man. That's my man. But this time, it wasn't the initial hug that got the internet talking, it was the new footage, shot from somewhere in the crowd, with an angle that made the moment feel more personal than anyone expected.
Not JD out here hugging Erika Kirk for longer than he's maintained eye contact with his wife. Erika is in good hands, except those hands just happen to be.
And Megyn Kelly was the first to say what so many were only thinking. It looked different. Very different. Then she explained.
First thing that anyone in my line of work would notice is that at the moment that she goes to hug him, we see her right shoulder move upwards like this into the hug. When those shoulders come up, it indicates that they're fully immersed in this positive experience and they're.
Before anyone could finish arguing their points, Candace Owens spoke up, and her response was stronger than most. She didn't hesitate. She didn't beat around the bush. She didn't tread lightly. She jumped straight into the storm, calling the whole thing unprofessional and implying that the internet wasn't overreacting by paying attention to such strange signs.
I mean, this is obviously AI, but I mean, with the current state of the whole situation, everything that's going on, we couldn't really put this past them at this.
That statement alone took the clip to a whole new level of viral chaos.
Posted a meme of the second lady, Mrs. Vance, with the caption, "When you watch your husband get handsy with a single mom in leather pants, but you can't make him sleep on the couch, cause he'll F that too."
The problem is the clip isn't even clear. It's grainy, overzoomed, and probably shot on some old phone. But none of that matters. The way Erika Kirk leans in, the way JD Vance bows his head, the way their bodies seem too close, it all makes people rewind and replay the footage like they're doing a full forensic investigation.
Does not look normal whatsoever. Everything about this feels off. Like, lady, wasn't your husband taken out for the world to see, and you're wearing tight leather pants? I guess she ditched the whole trad wife routine faster than they found Tyler Robinson. No friends run their hands through a man's hair. This is not a hug of grieving and comfort. Literally, no grieving widow acts like this. Skipping straight to acceptance and selling merch. Why is he holding her waist? Then she says she sees similarities of her husband in JD.
But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD. And Vice President JD Vance. I do. And that's why I'm so blessed to be able to introduce him tonight.
Seconds later, JD Vance says he wants his wife to become a Christian. What Christian values are on show here? JD Vance is on the Christian grift and it's so blatantly obvious. Do not let these people manipulate you. None of this feels real, every move feels staged. It just makes me believe more and more that Erika Kirk was in on it. Because once people start seeing it, the whole act falls apart.
Megyn Kelly was shocked. Candace Owens was furious. Two completely different personalities, yet both had the same immediate reaction, and both accidentally fueled a rumor that had been simmering for far too long. And the biggest surprise? This is just the beginning. Candace Owens was right about one thing. This whole mess didn't just happen out of nowhere. From the moment the first hug surfaced back in October, the internet was rocked. People replayed the scene of Erika Kirk wrapping her arms around JD Vance, her hands sliding up the back of his neck, holding him longer than anyone expected. Then the comments started to circulate.
I think is happening is you're going to see JD Vance's wife disappear soon. Some way, shape, or form. They're going to get a divorce, something. He's going to marry Erika Kirk and solidify the base.
Wow.
Mark my words. Because think about that. And also think about the other thing. I mean, the rumors floating around that now that Charlie's not there, they took the $150 million that they offered Charlie that he turned down.
So is she supposed to be, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So is she supposed to be the leader of?
She is the leader.
She's the leader
Yeah.
and the voice of Turning Point as of right now.
Now, think about Turning Point for a minute, okay? Since we're talking about the traveling tiny hats. They funded Turning Point USA as a street team, basically. They ran through the colleges and promoted the agenda.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So when Charlie Kirk got to a certain point and then started to question Dad slapped the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But now that he's gone, all the policies are reverting back to pre-Charlie talking shit.
Then came JD Vance, his hands on his hips, his body leaning forward. It looked like a private moment of consolation, except they were standing on a stage in front of thousands of phones recording every move. That pose alone set off a full week of speculation, memes, analysis videos, and commentary clips that flooded social media. And then Erika Kirk's words that she saw a few similarities between my husband and JD only fueled the fire. It didn't matter what she actually meant. It was the kind of statement the internet never lets go of, the kind it twists, analyzes, edits, and spreads at the speed of a full-blown online frenzy. So when the new off-angle clip appeared, it didn't just resurrect the entire situation, it amplified it. The angle made the hug look different, more emotional, more intimate, almost like a moment when the two of them forgot there was a sea of people and thousands of phones recording them. Did it really happen that way, or was it just an illusion created by the camera angle? Doesn't matter. The internet had already decided something was wrong, and that alone was enough to make the story explode.
It involves leather pants.
Okay.
What do you think it is?
I don't know.
You know, what is it?
Erika's leather pants.
And
the fact that she's wearing them.
But what happened yesterday that became a mega talking point?
The embrace with JD.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. She also said the words, no one will ever be able to replace Charlie, but I do see a lot of similarities to my husband and JD Vance.
Where did she say that?
She did, dude. She said that. Maybe not the best picked words while wearing leather pants if you're going to rub your fingers through the back of his hair. I'm just saying, I am going to defend her in this video primarily, kind of, but not, I mean, like,
it's a very, very, very polarizing thing. There's a lot of opinions online, mostly from women.
But also, I don't think they've actually seen the video. I feel like they've seen the photographs. And
yeah, I haven't seen the video.
Now people are juxtaposing the two clips, arguing over body language, rewinding frames, zooming in on tiny details like amateur internet sleuths. And as more people join the discussion, Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens are being pulled deeper into the firestorm. But the moment that will make things even more tense, that's still to come. Megyn Kelly didn't miss a beat when the comparison started. She immediately brought both clips onto her show and analyzed them in true Megyn Kelly fashion. Sharp, calm, and delivered with a tone that made you feel like she sensed something was off from the very beginning.
Erika Kirk. And I don't mean like one clip, right? I mean watching her, watching how she moves, how she positions herself, how she's being used. And I can't lie, it's getting weird. Because when your public grief starts looking like an Adam and Eve commercial, that's not faith. That's branding. And it's gross. And the wild part is she's not being objectified. She's participating. She's found her place in the performance. The beautiful believer, the holy widow, the vessel for the message. Erika Kirk figured out how to turn devotion into influence. Not the loud kind, though. The curated, palatable kind. You know, the one that makes far-right politics look gentle. She wraps white Christian nationalism in soft femininity, in perfectly timed tears and God's plan captions. And the people around her are eating it up. Because every movement like this needs a face. Someone who makes extremism look nurturing instead of dangerous. She's not on stage with men like JD Vance by accident. She's there because she makes his ideology look marketable. She's proof that the patriarchy will always find a woman to front the campaign. But real talk, since her husband died, she's been everywhere.
Back to Megyn Kelly. She pointed out details most people hadn't noticed. The slightly altered angle of Erika Kirk's hand, the way JD Vance adjusted his posture, the moment their faces came a little closer than the main camera showed. Megyn didn't accuse anyone of anything. She simply did what she does best, coldly analyzing what others tried to pretend wasn't there. She didn't even need to go that far. All Megyn had to do was pose a few questions that kept viewers glued to her. Why hasn't this angle been used before? Who shot it? And why does it feel so different? That alone was enough to send her audience into a frenzy. The comment section exploded. Some said the hug looked more emotional than expected. Some said Megyn was overreacting. Others argued she was simply saying what everyone else was too shy to say out loud. But what truly blew things up wasn't Megyn's tone, it was the moment she subtly hinted that viewers weren't imagining the tension. Just a small signal, enough to transform the clip from a slightly odd moment on stage into, okay, something might really be going on here. And just as Megyn's analysis began dominating social media, someone else decided she wasn't going to let Megyn speak alone. Candace. She watched the clip too, and her reaction made Megyn look gentle. Candace Owens didn't just respond. She exploded. If Megyn's speculation sounded calm and pointed, Candace came across as if she had been waiting for this moment for a long time. As soon as she saw the leaked footage, she went straight to X and typed what half the internet was too afraid to say, with no dodging, no politeness, no watering down. Just Candace, blunt and unfiltered. She argued that the hug went far beyond a public moment. She said the body language didn't match what you'd expect from two political figures on stage. Then she asked the question directly. Why was Erika's hand on Vance's neck for so long? And then came the phrase that instantly trended. This is not normal. With that, everything changed. People didn't just rewatch the clip, they dissected it like evidence from a reality TV scandal. The comments turned into a battlefield. Candace's supporters insisted they sensed something off since the first viral clip. Detractors accused her of fanning the flames. But no matter the side, everyone kept replaying the hug, zooming in, slowing it down, analyzing every frame. Candace's perspective didn't just add fuel. It split the story in two. Suddenly, it wasn't just about the hug. It became a debate about boundaries, trust, emotional behavior, and whether the leaked angle revealed something deeper or simply ignited an already uncontrollable rumor. And with Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens both stepping in, the story shifted from a theatrical moment to a full-blown political celebrity social media affair. But the internet wasn't ready to stop. This was nothing like anyone expected. Vance and Erika Kirk suddenly found themselves at the center of a storm of public opinion, a storm neither of them seemed prepared for. The hug was already a hot topic. But when the new clip emerged, every tiny detail became a new theory. People started digging. Old interviews, months-old photos, public events where the two appeared together, anything that could be interpreted as a hidden sign. None of it was confirmed. It didn't matter. The online machine doesn't wait for truth. It accelerates without breaks. Erika's older comments, calling Vance a blessing and saying he reminded her of her late husband, resurfaced instantly. Those clips were reposted everywhere, juxtaposed with the leaked hug as if they were two puzzle pieces the internet was determined to connect. Then came the comparisons. The way she leaned in, the softness of her voice, the emotion she carried on stage, all became topics of analysis. For Vance, the pressure was even heavier. Without evidence, people dragged his marriage into the discussion simply because the internet loves to connect unrelated dots. Suddenly, his public outings with his wife, their chemistry, and his past statements were being re-examined as if they were clues to a larger mystery. What should have been a fleeting moment turned into a cultural dissection of two people who had only shared an emotional hug. But by this stage, it no longer mattered what actually happened. The leaked footage had created its own reality, and social media treated it as an invitation to interpret freely. As soon as the clip hit the internet, the story went from chaotic to uncontrollable. Social media didn't treat it like a conversation. It became a spectacle. The timeline turned into crime scene analysis. People posted screenshots, circled details, added arrows, captions like, "Look at this." TikTok users paired the clip with dramatic music, slow-motion edits, and body language commentary. Influencers jumped in, gossip channels joined, political commentators added their takes, everyone trying to ride the viral wave. Theories escalated at lightning speed. Someone said the hug seemed a little long. 5 minutes later, someone else uploaded a 10-minute analysis with multiple layers of meaning. People compared the new angle with the broadcast version like they were studying an observational experiment. They zoomed in on JD's posture, Erika's hand placement, how close they stood, every breath, every glance. But because the clip was blurry and open to interpretation, everyone saw whatever they wanted to see. And the chaos grew. Even unrelated creators exploited the moment for views. Podcast hosts, gossip pages, political channels, everyone produced their own version of the story. That's social media. Facts don't matter, the moment does. The drama, the thrill, the chance to join something viral. And beneath all the noise, one thing became clear. This wasn't about a hug anymore. It had become a cultural battleground. ***. With Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens unintentionally pulling the internet into opposing camps, the story evolved into a culture war moment. Supporters of Megyn argued she was simply voicing what everyone noticed as soon as the leaked angle surfaced. They credited her with providing context, logic, and sharp analysis, not sensationalism. Supporters of Candace praised her bluntness. They said she wasn't exaggerating, just bold, honest, and refusing to soften the truth. It wasn't long before the debate stopped being about Vance or Erika Kirk entirely. It shifted to Megyn versus Candace. Viewers argued about who was right, who was dramatic, who was realistic, and who was overinterpreting. And the more people argued, the noisier the story became. Even after all the reactions and debates, the fallout was far from over. When the emotional dust settled, the impact of that leaked angle was something no one could have predicted. A tiny moment on a crowded stage became a national debate, a story spanning days and weeks with ripple effects far beyond the two individuals involved. The clip didn't just spark rumors, it showed how quickly public opinion can shift from a seemingly random moment. People were no longer arguing about the hug. They were arguing about the reactions to the hug. And the reactions to those reactions. A chain reaction layered, chaotic, unstoppable. Megyn's cool analysis, Candace's fiery commentary, the endless social media edits, theories, reactions, and re-uploads all combined to magnify the moment far beyond reality. But despite all the noise, there's one simple truth. No one truly knows what happened in that moment except the two people in the video. Everything else was fragments, angles, zooms, blurry images, and interpretations stretched across the internet. That's today's digital world. It doesn't wait for context. It doesn't need verification. It just needs a spark, and then it becomes a viral phenomenon. As the clip continued appearing everywhere, with new edits, theories, and angles real or rumored, one thing became clearer than ever. This wasn't a story about a hug. It had become an internet legend. ***. A viral moment that will outlive the original clip.